Hello everyone, just like the Backstreet Boys, I'm back and we are playing Nioh again. And for my sins, I am going to put myself through this experience in an attempt to be able to make it through, hopefully, the first area after the initial area that we played through in the first 3 episodes. That was the prologue, I believe. First things first, we're going to do the dojo stuff. I think we'll focus on that in the episode that we're in just now, so that'll be episode 4. Once we've wrapped our heads around that, we will then look to move on to the actual game and the story and going from there. Now, as I've mentioned earlier, I'm going to be really keen to try and stop talking when there's dialogue on the screen, or if there's another reason as to why it makes sense for me to shut my trap. So I will keep an eye out for them moments, and let's get started. So I know I've had a past save, but I don't know if the continue button is going to load the early save or the save that was from the playthrough that you'll have been watching in the first 3 episodes. You know what? We're just going to go for it, and if it doesn't work, I'll do a jump cut. So fingers crossed. We make it into. Well, we're going into the dojo, so that's immediately good news. So let's give this just a second, and then we will be good to go. Load up. One of the typical ones where you think you're in a load screen, but all you have to do is hit the button to continue. I have, since I got a solid state drive, so many games, it happens now where I just wait, and then I go, oh, there's a button I should push. Happens more than I care to admit, but yeah, so I'm sure I'm not alone in that plight. Right, let's get started. So we have a wooden sword. Okie dokie. So let's get this wooden sword equipped. This is actually going to tell me what I should be doing with them, which is always fun. And what's this other thing over here? Yeah, we already know about that. Entertainment for the people. Well, if that doesn't describe us, then I'm not doing my job correctly. The citizens have little in the way of leisure activities. The greatest entertainment takes the form of public execution of criminals. We don't do that. That's not something that happens on board the Arckellon, so don't worry. Whether young or old, rich or poor, not a soul in England would spare mercy for those held captive in the Tower of London. With a great hock of meat in one hand and a mug of ale in the other, they would cheer ecstatically when criminally met his bloody end. Lovely. Ecstatically, that's how you pronounce that. Highway Sonder, get it together. Right. So, we're going to move on. That's not part of the tutorial, I don't think. This definitely is. Quick attack, strong attack. The quick attack is fast and doesn't consume much ki, but only causes light damage. The strong attack is powerful, but consumes more ki and lowers your guard. If your ki reaches 0, you will not be able to attack until it recovers. So, this was what I was kind of going on about in one of the earlier episodes, might have even been the last one, where there's this blue thing that appears. You can kind of see it there. If I play the movie, see that blue sort of aura? I believe that's the ki. And that key is visualized by that, but the meter that actually shows you how much ki you've got is just below your health, top left, and it's the green bar. That's my understanding. So as I attack, the ki goes down, but as you can see, if I attack and stop, it all gathers back inside of me, and I think that's just meant to represent a visual form of stamina, and I really like it. I think it's a really cool effect to have, to visualize stamina. Lock on, we also are aware of this. We'll just do a quick play a movie just in case there's anything that I'm doing differently or wrong. But I honestly think this is going to be as simple as we've already been doing. So let's lock on. Oh, cool. You may proceed to the next tutorial. Let's head onto this lovely little bridge. Ooh, okay, right. So, dodge and guard. Oh, it was good timing. Didn't even see him until the last second. I'm still not... so what I'm looking for, parrying. I'm still not parrying. I need to work out... I'm hoping, as part of these tutorials, it'll tell me how to parry, because, as I said before, parrying is something I'm really keen to get much better at. Because at the moment, in games, I always opt for the dodge option rather than the parry option. But games reward you a lot more for parrying, typically. They give you a window of opportunity to attack. They also grant you a window of opportunity to feel good about yourself because you've been able to do something that's generally quite difficult. So I take what I can get, really. So let's have a look. So switch stance, high, mid and low. I think when I played last time I was usually in the mid stance, but let's have a look through the different descriptions. So high stance emphasizes attack power. It allows for powerful techniques. Mid stance is good for defense. It has a wide range of techniques and is easy to use. Yep, so that's probably why I was in mid stance. Low stance is good for dodging. It doesn't consume much ki. Also maintains your guard as you move. Now, I think the big ballsy one is high stance. Mid stance is definitely the one which we're going to be opting for, where we essentially put ourselves in, I think, just the position we've been in pretty much all game. So let's go into high stance. See, it's a much bigger attack it does. I'm just going to do one attack of each. In fact, we're already done. But on here you can see I'm going up, which I think will probably be quite useful for certain types of enemies. This is just midway, and this one's coming from the top. So there's definitely going to be different situations that cater for different parry types. And then that one just sheaves it, which is always nice. So let's read the next one. Okay, here we go. Low stance, right. Okay, I think I'm in low stance. Do I just attack him? Yep. Ah, okay, it's taking me through each one of them. Gotcha. So the next challenge is finding the next golden orb, which is just here. And then we move on to, I assume, high stance. Oh, mid stance. No, we've already done high stance. Must have done it earlier when I was doing the first enemy. That sounded very wrong when I was killing the first enemy. Right. And key pulse. Right. Perfect. So this is the thing that allows me to restore ki a bit quicker, and it's something I really, really want to get good at, because there's another use for this, which I'm sure it will explain in a moment. But in the movie, you can see when I do that, that's the key pulse there. So you hit RB whilst that surrounding aura is with you. So, and it puts it back quicker, and it puts you in a position where you can attack enemies a bit quicker. So that's always a bonus. And let's read the next one. Okay, so Yokai Realm, another world born from the yokai. When you are in the Yokai Realm, your ki recovery speed is greatly reduced. Conversely, the powers of the yokai themselves are enhanced there. Purify recovers the maximum amount of ki from a successful ki pulse in the Yokai Realm. It also cleanses the defilement of the Yokai Realm from your person, restoring you to normal. So this is what I was talking about, where it actually grants an additional bonus, where if somebody is stood within this Yokai Realm, they are going to be gathering quite a lot of power from it, so they're going to hit me a lot harder, so it makes sense to dispel it wherever possible. So I'm going to go ahead and do so just now. See how they do. There we go, so that's it dispelled. There we go. I think you can time that pulse much better to maximise how much you regenerate and to put you in a better position to continue your combat. But that's just some useful tips from that perspective. So we'll just read the next thing. So this is for the axe. Right, and I think it was. Oh, it's telling me. Right. Okay. Ooh. There he is. I'm gonna go high for this one. Oops, wrong button. Oh, that felt good. I liked that animation as well. Okay. Press RT while holding LT, so pretty standard for gubbins. Switch ammo type. It's always confusing when you're using a PlayStation controller on a PC and it's giving you Xbox icons, but never mind. Your ranged weapon. So let's play the movie, see what it wants us to do. But again, I don't use ranged weapons anywhere near as much as I should, because arrows in games like this, or bullets in that case, really tend to be quite sparse. But then I always end up finding them and it'll go, you've got a max amount, and I'm like, oh, well, I'm not using it enough then. But they are spread apart enough to kind of make you think, I really should save this for when I really think I need it. I am probably going to continue to use that approach, if I'm being honest, because I think I'll know when I'm in a situation where I need to allow myself to keep at range if I perhaps keep dying, or something like that. So here's the bow first. Where's our enemy? Oh right, you don't even... I see. Let's swap the weapon, which I think you do that. Ooh. Right, all good. May proceed to the next tutorial. I think we're nearing the end of these. There shouldn't be too many more. So let's read this. So, small spirit stone. I think, if I'm thinking of these correctly, these might be the sort of like the flasks from the like Souls games, you know, the ones which... No, that's completely wrong. It's actually essentially what the soul shards are in them games, where it grants you this game's version of Souls, which is Amrita. So let's go ahead and set that. I don't want it as that shortcut though, so let's unassign it, and I'm going to assign it to that one instead. We will assign... Right, okay, but I'm guessing that's quite a rare thing, so we should use that too much. Right, let's have a look at that. What am I going to be doing? Oh, actually using them, that probably would make sense. Oh, I think I've the wrong bar on. No, they're not there. Where are they? I've got it attached. Oh, right. I must have just assigned it to completely the wrong thing. Let's use all three. Where's it telling me how much I've got? Oh, it's adding to the spirit meter at the top left, which is for my guardian. Living weapon. When your guardian spirit and meter which is full, plus B plus Y. Guardian spirit skill. While a living weapon is active, press B plus Y. Triggering a living weapon changes the health gauge and the key gauge into the living weapon gauge. As long as the living weapon gauge is active, you are impervious to damage, and your close combat attacks inflict more damage. The living weapon gauge decreases over time, and when enemy attacks land, once the gauge is fully depleted, its effects wear off. While a living weapon is active, pressing B plus Y will perform your Guardian Spirit's unique skill. Great stuff. So let's play the movie. And that'll show you the Guardian Spirit doing its thing. I think it might change my form as well. Let's have a look. It doesn't look to have done anything to my form, but it's certainly going to make me do more damage, which is welcome. Don't forget to do the little key thing. I think that's it. I can't see anybody else to kill. There we go. We're done. Ladies and gentlemen, that is us finished the dojo. So this will end the tutorial mission. Proceed? I certainly will. And we will allow this to load out. And now we can choose our equipment. Now, I'm still going to stand by everything I chose in the last episode. I think that's what I'm looking to proceed with. Just because I've got a short range, long range, and the big fire dog, who's basically the equivalent of Charmander. So basically, the best. So let's close the memoir. Is this okay? It certainly is. The dies have been readied for us to make landfall. For all I have read on this country, nothing can truly prepare me for what now lies ahead. I put the memoir down, and I leave my camp. Now, you might notice I kind of skipped over that second word because I don't want to butcher it. And I'm sure I'll hear it pronounced at some point and then be able to say it, but for the time being, I just said very quietly as to how I think it's meant to sound, but probably got it completely wrong. Kurashima is a tiny island off the coast of Yusuki in Kyushu's Bungo province. There is little in the way of usable land, with coastline rapidly giving way to cliffs and mountains, clinging to the edge of the smallest of fishing villages, its residents eking out subsistence, farming on plots carved out from the hills. Their frugal lives stand in the stark contrast to the village elder, whose opulent mansion perches atop the tallest peak, strangely oversized for the small island which it overlooks. So, let's go ahead and get started with Kurashima. Something tells me this guy's not very well. I think I'll just have to borrow whatever he's got. Don't want to ask where that came out of, but I will take it. And we shall see. Oh, skeletons. Interesting. I actually either completely forgot or they don't mean much. Oh wait, no, they'll just be your strength and stuff like that, won't they? Yeah, so that's it. Right, cool. Got that attached. And what's this? We'll just collect these little items in the area. I think what I'm going to do, I'm just going to have a little bit of a nosy around and actually equip the weapon here, so that can slice and dice. So obvious shortcut here. I'm sure we'll cover that. Also, I've got so many heavy goods vehicles passing me today, so I've got a good opportunity to just make sure that the noise suppression on the microphone is doing its thing. I will check that in post, but apologies if you do hear any noise from them passing. There's some building work that's going on at the moment, and when they go across the street that I live on, they hit every single bump in the road, and you hear every bit of it, and it tends to rumble through the entire building. Ah, well, he tried to surprise me. He did surprise me, but he failed to do anything further. I'm still waiting to find out how you parry. I don't know if that's something I unlock later. I might have a look at that as an additional thing at another point. But for now, we'll continue. We'll head up here and see what's in this hut. I'm not going to bother using a medicine, given the fact that we've only had one of these so far. Now I've got people shouting outside my flat, which is always fun. Right, why is this box open? I did not open this box. And I know it's not my newer save, sorry, my old save, because that shortcut that was around the corner I was already aware of, like, as in being there, and the reason I was aware of it is because I had unlocked it in that save. So with it being up, that means that this is definitely the other save still, and it gave me the opportunity to select my weapons, so that's really strange. Right, guide Kadima back to the shrine. I think these guys are so cute. Oh, off you go, fella. Always love to help them out. Well, I say that as if it's like something that doesn't matter, but I think it actually does. It gives you bonuses or something. I'm sure I'll be able to find that out once I go back to the shrine momentarily. I'm not going to do too much here because I know that's to summon someone. There's a guy here who I want to down first. So patience is key. That's obvious. And it was really easy in that case because I could just take him on, then block, and then just attack. It was really easy. I know he's probably the easiest person in the entire game, but still. Now we're going to go ahead and give this guy a shot. As you can see, for those of you who don't know how this all works, you can take on revenants. I believe these are other players, but I also believe there are some that are set in the game, as in like everybody sees them. This might be an example as one of them, basically as part of a tutorial kind of thing. But them icons that are spinning are the gear that this Isuke the brick was wielding at the time of when they died. And I have a chance now to fight his revenant and attain one, I believe it's just one, piece of his armour. Now there's one in particular piece that I'm looking at, and it's the axe, because that is the rarest item. However, the other items would also be welcome. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him to the world. I'm not going to be too bothered if I die, because I'm still really early on in this section, and also it just gives me a chance to practice a bit. So I'm keen to see if these guys respawn. Now this is the reason why are really wanting to have the reach of this weapon. I'm a little bit concerned about the speed, however, though. Oh, I needed one more hit. I was just being a bit greedy with... sorry, I was just being a bit impatient. I was spamming the button to attack, but I obviously didn't have enough to attack with. Let's go back and sort them out. I am actually quite keen to finish the job with them. Oh, not this attack. I need to start remembering this. I need to be more attentive. That'll be a job for the next episode. See, I run out of ki dead quickly now because I've got this big weapon, and I need to be careful because if I'm wielding heavy armor, which I don't intend to do, but if I'm wielding heavy armor, I am also going to be losing stamina extremely quickly, so I'd rather not do that. I also, as I understand, you can't summon your living guardian unless you find your grave. I think there might actually be an item that allows you to get it back as well, but as you may have noticed, the top left corner, that my fire element wasn't actually available in that corner until I touched my grave, and that allowed him to come back. However, I don't know if there's perhaps examples where you can get them back through other means, perhaps by talking at the shrine or something like that. So let's just block these attacks. Right, again, I'm being greedy. I need to really keep an eye on my ki. I also need to start using RB to get that e-pulse. So, there we go. Again, I'm not overly happy with how I did that, but I'll take it. Also, I don't think that was the axe. I think that was just a... Well, let's take a look. Equipment. Right, medium. Medium armor is what I am going to be targeting. So, happy about that. I've just took my pants off and back on again. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. Okay, so it was an item, and interestingly doesn't tell me what it was. It wasn't a weapon. Oh, I've got no idea. Anyways, I am going to do two things now. I'm going to go back to the shrine. I'm going to worship at the shrine because I want to just get a quick idea how the I'm not sure what they're called in this game. Was it Kadichi or something? The souls of this game. Let's have a look. Let's see how they work. Ability to receive cutting of blessing has been unlocked. Confirm. Okay, so I can change my guardian spirit. I've got no intention to do that, at least at the moment. Amrita is the name. So let's have a look and see what it takes to level up. Now, I am keen to increase things that will make me lose less stamina when I'm swinging. Because I'm losing a lot at the moment. I also... Affects ki. Right, okay, so... Let's bring that up a notch. Let's bring that up a notch. So I think that's exactly what I was talking about before. And that's all I can afford. Okay. Cool. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. That does leave me with a little bit left though. Now, what you can do... I've just noticed I'm offline. That's me back online now. Being online, I think, just helps ensure that I see other people's spirits, and then, yep, so there we go, straight away I'm seeing other people's spirits. Which means I can start getting some gear early, and this person has an epic item, so even better. Level 1, let's go for him. Lots of question marks for the name, but that's fine. I was more than happy just to bide my time there. There we go. Right, how do I stab? That's what I need to understand there. How do I stab down? Unfortunately, I just got a white weapon. I don't even know if that guy had a white weapon equipped or whether I just got it randomly. That is rather strange, and it's much less than mine. How bizarre. Yeah, his is, like, much worse. Oh, unless it's because I'm looking at attack multiplier. Still, but it's 78, down from 111. That sounds rather heavy. Right, this guy's not going to surprise me this time. Make quick work of him. And we're going to fight this Revenant, and then we're going to go ahead and close this episode down by visiting the shrine. If I don't, but I'm going to visit the shrine either way, I suppose. An opportunity there. That's greedy, that's greedy, that's greedy. I need to really remember key pulse. Key pulse is what I need to get much better at, because I'm rubbish at it at the moment. I don't think he had a shield or anything like me, just a big sword to kind of try and deflect attacks. Right, anyways, we are over the half-an-hour mark, so I am going to pray at the shrine and go ahead and close things off on the screen, but I will be continuing, so please do tune into the next episode, which will be episode 5, I believe, and it'll be on the screen, so you'll see how this progresses. Thanks, as always, for tuning in. If you haven't already and you are enjoying this content, please don't forget to subscribe. It really will help the channel, especially in its early stages, as we look to start our maiden voyage. Also, if you could leave any feedback just to say what it is you've liked, if there's perhaps things that you didn't like so much, this is all feedback we would love to hear, and anything constructive that you can give to us, we would really, really appreciate. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next episode very soon. Thank you.